What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about what I'm most excited for Predator Hunting Grounds. Kind of give my last, I know we did this last week, we talked about my overall thoughts and impressions before the game releases. I want to give one more just wave of excitement, kind of talk about, what I'm feeling about this game 1 week from its release, kind of go over all that kind of stuff as we get ever so close. So the game releases obviously just in 1 week. We're finally there. I do want to say this in the beginning of the video because I know a lot of people asked. I want to get out of the way for you guys that click and maybe click off before the end of it, so I want to say it here. Like I said in the last video, we are going to be playing this game online. I'm going to be playing it on the Podcast Now account, so if you guys want to play, we could organize something. We can try and line it up with the live streams we do of this game. I don't know how the live streams are going to work the week after Predator releases. We're actually moving. Me and my family, we're moving, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I do want to spend a considerable amount of time with these live streams that we do weekly. I want to play Predator, so I want to do it the night of, so next Friday. We will be playing it next Friday night on this YouTube channel. Throughout May, we'll probably be going back and forth between Predator as well, so there'll be lots of opportunities where we are going to play Predator online. The name of the PlayStation name is Podcast Now, so any of you guys feel free to add me. We don't add you guys on personal accounts just for our personal stuff, but we do it on the Podcast Now stuff. So we do have a Podcast Now specific PlayStation name. Again, you can add us there, add us as friends, and I'll accept you, and then we can try and put something together. Anybody's welcome. We add anybody that friend requests us, so that's just something to keep in mind. But honestly, that is definitely part of what I'm super excited. I told you guys last week that one of the signs that I'm really excited about this game is that I miss it, and I feel like that's still the case right now. A couple times I've even gone to bed and I watch YouTube right before I go to bed, and I think about Predator. I think about playing the game. I think about what I could do better when the game comes. Now maybe you could consider that pathetic. I don't think about it for hours. I think about it for a couple minutes. But again, that is I think a really, really good sign of a game that made an imprint on me. And I think honestly Predator is going to carry more weight, and we're going to talk about that when the game comes out. By the way, we're going to have tons of Predator videos, probably one a day for a week and a half, 2 weeks. We're going to have lots of Predator videos helping people in the game, which I definitely want your help for as well. Again, live streams. Maybe I can take some of the best gameplay moments I've had, all this kind of stuff, and we'll be putting it in video format. So I'm really, really excited for that. And honestly, that is part of the reason I'm really excited about this game, is the content, is being able to play a game. But like I said, one of the videos I want to make, and I want to mention here too, is look at where we are gaming-wise. Predator is the last hurrah. The Last of Us Part 2 was delayed, and I don't know everybody that's going to get Predator is going to get The Last of Us. I don't know that, but I'm just going to assume that The Last of Us is obviously a very popular game. But Last of Us has been delayed. Iron Man VR has been delayed. Ghost of Tsushima is still there, but I honestly feel like it's only a matter of time until that gets pushed. Little hope, maybe that comes out. But really after that, Destroy All Humans, maybe a Crysis remaster, but that seems like a late 2020, early 2021 thing. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Those are the games we have left. And by the way, I would get all of those games, and I will be getting all of those games. But that's really all we have left until September, where it's Avengers and Cyberpunk. And then after that, there's also nothing except for next gen, where we don't know any games, maybe Halo Infinite, stuff like that, but that's not even exclusive. So a thing that does make me excited for Predator that, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting going in, is the fact that it's the last thing. We're going to play Predator, and then, there are games in May, but truthfully, there's next to nothing. I can tell you, my own personal experience, myself, after I buy Predator, I don't know what's next, because again, I guess factually what's next is Ghost of Tsushima, but after that, there's also nothing, and I really don't have confidence that that game is going to stay there. So again, going into it, I would have said, okay, well, Predator's going to get me through a full month, and then we got The Last of Us Part 2, then we got Ghost of Tsushima, and then we have summer games, and then we have August, but right now, everything's thrown out of whack, or things delayed, we don't necessarily know. So I think I'm more excited. I'm already more excited than I should be about this game, I'd say. But now I'm even more excited because it's really all I have now. I think, again, truthfully, I think from a PC gamer wise, now there's more games that release on PC than on consoles. I know that, but especially I guess on PS4, this is maybe the last big one for quite some time. And luckily for us, it's a multiplayer game. And again, that's another thing. So let's go into that now. I miss being able to do that. I think throughout my entire gaming career, I've gone very on and off with playing multiplayer games and not. I think overall, I would say I'm more of a single-player guy. I don't think I've ever changed in that regard. I love just sitting there, going like directly into the story, like getting the full thing. Me, the characters, having the game tell the story to me. I do like games where you choose your own things, even games like Mass Effect or Witcher or stuff like that. But even I love those games. Those are some of my favorite games. But even games like Uncharted, which is my favorite franchise ever, a game that just tells its story to me and you just play it. Those are my favorite games. But at the same time, I think throughout the last 5, 6, 7, and we've talked about it in different videos, I played a lot of Crysis multiplayer when I would be getting ready and waking up early for school, like in all of August to get myself prepared. I played Crysis multiplayer. I played Resistance 3's multiplayer, and I was a god at it. I've gone on and off. I played Rocket League an unhealthy amount when that game came out. I played For Honor an unhealthy amount when that came out. I played Friday the 13th an unhealthy amount. So, like, throughout time, I've always liked to have at least one multiplayer game where I could jump in, or a couple different multiplayer games that were always different. And to be honest with you, Predator truly fits directly into that. Like, I've dropped Rocket League, and it's honestly such a tragedy. I've dropped a lot of those games, For Honor as well, stuff like that. But, like, Predator, I love the idea because, well, firstly, for the first couple weeks, I'm going to be playing it, like, all the time, right? But then even after that, I think it's got staying power, and that's something that I've said. Like, I really feel confident, and I hope, that's a thing that isn't confirmed or isn't like something that they've told us that's like 1000% guaranteed. I think guaranteed's the right word. But it's something I really hope happens because I want this to be a game that can last. I don't want it to be a game that comes out. I guess it'd be okay if it came out, I played it for 2-3 weeks, it satisfied all of my requests, and then I just never play it again. I guess that would still be worth it, but I really want it to be a game that I can do that with because I know I'm going to do that. But ultimately, especially me, with this channel, with my second channel, which, by the way, I will be covering on the second channel. I'll leave it in the link in the description so you guys can check it out because we'll have videos on both places just so you guys don't miss out on anything. Like, myself personally, with these channels, I have to jump around games. And I'm not like a game journalist. I don't even get sent any games. No games get delivered to me. But I like to play a lot of different kinds of games. So I can't just stick on. And also, just for myself personally, I don't normally stick with a game. I do jump around. I also have a very hard time beating any game. Luckily, Predator, I don't have that. That obstacle is not in front of me. But like anybody, for the most part, you're gonna leave it eventually, right? And so it needs to have the power to bring you back. But again, like Predator, or like I said with Predator, I think it's got an awesome up on everything because it fits in that multiplayer where you jump in. I wouldn't say you jump in quickly or you play some fast matches. That's not necessarily it. Like Doom would be that. You jump in very, very quick to get connected. You play. It takes you like 5-6 minutes for the battle mode, and you get out. And honestly, I'm not going to uninstall Doom when I beat the single player because I want that kind of multiplayer experience that I can play whenever I want. Just again, that's like a quick thing to do. Predator would be another example of that. Obviously a little bit different, but it would fit in its own lane, right? Where again, it's a multiplayer experience. It's very different than Doom, but you get to go in and you do your thing. You do what the Predator game is, and again, it's very, very different. And you get in and you get out, and that's it. And in order to do that, though, you do need to provide more. And by the way, that's just me. There are, of course, going to be people that just nonstop play this game. I'm not saying a game like Call of Duty. I'm sure a lot of people do eventually leave it or scale back how much they play it, but not everybody. There's definitely people, obviously, that play the game that are like 15,000 prestige. I don't know what it goes up to, but whatever it is, people do that. And you know what? More respect to them. Those are like the gods of the game. Those are the people that you go up against. Those are the people that you're going to go up against as the Predator and be like, oh my lord, we're in for it right now, boys, and you're going to get crushed by them. And it's going to be a really fun experience. Again, I really think the community is going to drive this game, and it's a game that's going to be driven on people coming back to it. It's going to be a game driven on hopefully the developers giving, IllFonic giving it more things. Let's have some events. Let's have some different maps. Let's have some different skins. Anything you can think of, any additional DLC stuff you throw into this game strategically and at the right times, but you do it. You got to keep people engaged in this game because, again, it's going to be a game people play a lot. I think very early on you're going to see a lot of people playing this game. The question is, are people going to jump off? And the answer is yes, people will. How fast, that we don't know obviously yet, right? But the biggest thing is you need to be able to get those people back at certain points. For Honor, I honestly feel like does it almost the best. And it's also one of the biggest examples I can think of a game where like they've even talked about their stats and say like when we do a DLC, when we do a big event, people flood back to that game. Like there's huge peaks, and then after, people leave. Almost like the majority of people leave, and the game is still popular, but it's really, comparatively, it's dead. And then again, then they do another event, they have another DLC, and it all comes back again. And I could see, and you know what? I don't think that's a bad model, because again, like people aren't going to play your game forever. People aren't going to play it every single day. People, everybody has their own thing that they're doing. Predator, I feel like, can be the same thing. And why can't it be, right? You have the diehards that are going to play it all the time. And even myself, probably even for the channel, right? If it does good enough, I'll obviously have the desire and the want to play it more often. But even myself, I'm not going to play it every day for the rest of my life. But what could you do? Again, you could introduce brand new things, bring people into the game, and then people are going to leave again. But still, the diehards are going to keep it alive. And people are always going to get better. The experience is going to get more fun. All those kind of things. It's going to get tweaked. And so maybe people are going to play it month one, then come back 3-4 months later and find out like, oh my God, they fixed this, they improved this, they did this. And you know what? That helps them stay. And then they're more willing to stay, or they're more willing to come back the next time. So again, I'm very, very excited for the potential here. I've talked this game up quite a bit. There's some people that think I don't like it. I think because the videos I make about the dislike of the game get more views than the other ones, so people think all I do is talk negative about it. Obviously, those that watch all of my videos know that is just not true, right? I'm very, very high on this game. But guys, again, very, very exciting. Again, make sure you add us on PlayStation. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel, because we'll be covering it there. Maybe I'll live stream it there as well. But we're going to have that going on next Friday. We'll be live streaming it. We're going to have videos starting next Friday as well, like one a day for however long I feel like it, I guess, talking about different things about this game. It's going to be all Predator starting next Friday, okay? So make sure you guys are subscribed, again, to my second channel, but obviously also here on Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And guys, I will see you all in the jungle next Friday.